Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Red Bean Professor. I'll be your host, Chris, or you can call me, G Money, if you know me like that. But today I do want to issue a formal apology to those that watched my past zero build video. This is a upgraded zero build to more of the meta mindset of it. But I do want you guys to realize I come from Commander and Magic. And when your deck's not doing the thing, you find the thing to do the thing to make it better, right? So you replace a few cards in, a few cards out. And I kind of did that with your original zero build that you saw, right? But I didn't consult the experts at zero. And then I did. And I probably changed up at least a good 40 to 50% of the deck, right? And I made it better. But before we do a top-down overview of the zero deck, I do want to remind you guys this is a smaller community. And to grow our community, subscriptions, sharing videos, and liking the video definitely does help out. And to those that do that, the professor thanks you. But let's go ahead and do a top-down view of the new zero, closer probably almost on the mark meta. Let's go. All right, so with zero, what does zero do? Zero says once a turn on your main, deal 1 damage to this card. Deal 1 damage to an entity in your garden or alley, then give that entity +1 attack until the end of the turn. We are going to be doing this a lot with zero, all right? Now, the Rushfire Gate is not your main gate that comes in your pre-constructed deck. This is your secondary gate that you're going to get out of booster packs. Now, the Rushfire Gate states that if I tap, I can portal an untapped entity from the alley into the garden. Then you may play an entity with cost equal to or less than the gate of the portal entity from your hand and give it charge. All right, charge is a lot like haste to the Magic players. The second it gets into the garden, it can attack. We are going to be doing this a lot with this deck. It is a great mechanic. Now, we're going to start off with our search cards and our 1 cost, all right? So we start off with 4 rubies. What ruby does is on play, we can look at the top 5 cards of your deck and reveal up to 1 Pyre Skin subtype card and add it to your hand. Then bottom deck the rest in any order. This won't be an issue. This will usually happen. Now, if you whiff, don't feel bad. Everybody whiffs, guys. Everybody. Now, Glassblower is the other search one. Look at the top 5 cards of your deck, reveal up to 1 Scorchweaver subtype card, and add it to your hand. Then bottom deck the rest in any order. I run also 4 of those. Now with your Alley Thug. Alley Thug's a great hand to get, like first hand. It's great to have it in your hand. There's one other that I prefer over Alley Thug, but you don't have to ping yourself with your Rushfire or your zero when you have Alley Thug out. Now, Alley Thug says, when attacking, this card gets +1 attack until end of the turn. I run about 3 Alley Thugs. Ray says nothing, no flavor text, but she is a 1/2. So you do your glass blower, your ruby, and you bring that out with the Rushfire Gate. Bring it up, bring it out. Ray just comes in, you ping it with 0, and she does 2 damage. It's also decent to have in your first hand. Your Cinderwake Seer is a great first hand piece to have, and you will ping yourself with this one, but it will do 3 damage on your first turn. Crazy, right? At the start of each turn, you must deal 1 damage to this card. It does not really matter, right? Because you're going to do it off of one of the 1-drops that, you net 1 off your gate. You're going to do Cinderwake. You're going to ping her with 0, and you'll do 3 damage right off the rip. I have 4 of those. Fanatic Kindler, I have 4 of. On play, you may sacrifice this card, deal 1 damage to an entity in any garden. It can be worked as a board clear, but in your first hand, just like Ray, it's very decent to see. You ping it, 2 damage on your first turn. Those are your first turns. Spice. I love Spice, all right? Not just in my food, but in my deck. Spice is a 2-drop. We're going to the 2-drops right now. It has a gate net of 1. Whenever this card takes damage, give another entity in your garden +1 attack until end of the turn. Great card. You can do so much with it. You can even attack with Spice at, let's say they have a ruby tap, hit that ruby, and then give the +1 to something else. I run 3 of Spice. Now, this card is a must. All these are a must, but this is a must. Black Jade Warlord. After attacking, you may sacrifice this card, give a leader or an entity in your garden +2 attack until the end of the turn. Now, this is peak when you drop a creature that has a 2-gate cost down, gating it up, and then playing Black Jade Warlord right after it. Swinging, sacrificing it, and then adding 2 to 0 or something else. I tend to like to spread it out instead of hyper focusing on one creature that can die if it has like, if it's a 2/1, right? And they ping it for 1 when you're about to swing with it, and you sack your Black Jade, it goes for nothing. So I like it on 0. I do. That's one of my preferences. Now, Pekiro is a must again, right? And I run 4 of the Black Jade if I didn't say that. Pekiro. Once a turn, whenever this card would take damage from an ability or spell, you may redirect that damage to another entity in the guard. This one goes really good with Black Jade Warlord, and I run 4 of these. Also, Cinderwake Ritualist also nets 2. You can do the Black Jade Warlord with it. It's really good. In guard ability, once a turn, whenever this card takes damage from card effects, you may also deal that damage to another leader or entity in a garden capped at 2 damage. I run 3 of these. Next, for entities, we run 2 Scarlets. This is a game closer, and I look at it more or less for Earth-style decks or water decks that are going to kind of sandbag you in the game, and you need to just close it out. Now, she is charged. She can go straight from the alley to the garden. I would start her in the alley and move her up because she does net 2 and go a Black Jade Warlord if you have it in hand. Perfect type of turn. When attacking, you may give this card Infiltrate. Opponents cannot activate Defender, Earth decks, when this entity attacks, and you +1 attack. If you do, you must sacrifice this card at the end of the turn. This is a game closer. More than likely, you are going to be doing that Infiltrate to close the game out. Now, for our spells, I run 4 Detonation Packs. Detonation Pack deals 1 damage to your leader, deal 2 damage to your opponent's leader. Great card. Collateral Burst targets your creatures, right? So your entities. Your entities rely on getting targeted and getting pinged, but this one doesn't make you go down a life total with Zero's ability. You do it without doing that. Deal 1 damage to an entity in your garden, deal up to 2 damage to a leader or an entity in your opponent's garden. I run 4 of these, and then last but not least, the little bit of dessert at the end, the cherry on top, is Fire Orb. I run 3 of these. I feel like it's important to run 3 of these. These are your game closers. You will deal 3 damage to your leader and deal up to 5 damage to a leader or entity in any garden. You're going to hit the leader, and then you're going to hit them really hard if they have any life total left. But that wraps up our top-down view of this amazing deck, and we're going to go right back to me. Yeah, so it seems to run faster, and you do have to play it, and you do have to have a few understandings like Spice, right? You can attack something with Spice and give that +1. So let's say they have a Ruby that's tapped, you hit it with Spice, and you can move that +1 to another creature. Yes, you don't have to do a ping off of Spice, you just have to hit with Spice. And with Ruby, Spice should survive, and you just move that +1 to another creature, right? Crazy. There is things that you can do with this deck. You just have to sit down and play with it like I did today. I spent hours and hours playing with the community. So if you guys want to, find the Azuki Discord, join in, and when you see me on there and you want to kick my butt, feel free to join in to annihilate me. But if you guys like this type of content, make sure you like and subscribe. You hit that bell icon. And you know what? Challenge for today. What country are you watching from? If you comment that down below, I'd love to see where my audience is coming from. But until next time, remember, my beings, don't be salty, be good to each other, and have a wonderful time playing Azuki. Until next time, adios, mi amigos.